video response to Grace Randolph from Beyond the Trailer. Yeah, I agree with most of what you said about the casting rumors for Justice League characters, but moving forward, I think after Man of Steel, I think there should be a Justice League film. I think that they should do a backwards plan of what they did with what Marvel did with their cinematic universe. I think Batman's gonna show up in the Man of Steel movie, so and that's gonna probably lead to a World's Finest movie or a full-on Justice League movie. So yeah, you didn't really consider that, but yeah, I would go for a World's Finest movie first, starring Batman and Superman. I don't know who I would get to play Batman though. I would probably get someone new, someone unknown, or something like that to get to play Batman. But if you're gonna use Christian Bale to connect the interweave the two storylines together of the new Man of Steel movie and the Dark Knight trilogy universe, and focus on bringing all the other universes together into one cinematic universe, I think that could go well, but judging by the end of The Dark Knight Rises, I don't think that might happen. But it could. There's, for a number of reasons. A, Superman could have saved Batman from destruction at the end of The Dark Knight Rises. And B, he would have teamed up with Superman by then. Maybe in the post-credits scene that we would have seen Superman flying over the cafe in Italy and making sure that Bruce Wayne is okay or something like that. You never know. So I would go with that. I would pass my judgment on that if they were to do a World's Finest movie. But yeah, most of your casting choices were pretty good. The guy from 42, I haven't seen much of what he's done so far in his movies, but he looks like he could play a pretty good version of Jon Stewart. Though my choice to play Jon Stewart is Michael Jai White, because he has that kind of attitude and acting chops to bring together a good storyline and a great character design and story as well. And he's just a really good actor. He's good at doing what he does, and I've seen him in a couple of movies where he's played pretty compelling and dramatic characters, and he could fit well into that with the Green Lantern as Jon Stewart. So yeah. Other than that, it with the Wonder Woman thing, Gina Carano or Jamie Alexander would be my top choices for Wonder Woman. Both because they play. Well, let's just get this out of the way that Gina Carano is an MMA fighter, and there's a lot of fighting in the Wonder Woman comics, and there's a lot of aerobics involved probably too, and a lot of that MMA pedigree could come into the fold, and she might be able to pull it off very easily and bring the character to life really in a way that we've never seen before, or in the way that we've seen in the Thor movies. Because what I want from a Wonder Woman movie is it to not be realistic as Christopher Nolan wants it to be, and I want it to more go along the lines of what the Thor movies are doing and go on that route, and possibly an Easter egg to Man of Steel or a new Justice League film or Justice League 2 or whatever, because they're probably going to start with Justice League first after Man of Steel. Yeah, I would get Jamie Alexander or Gina Carano. I can't find any other actresses that would play them as well as they would right now, but from what I've seen of Gina Carano, her MMA fighting, her skills, and her stunts in Haywire, I think she would be the best choice along with Jamie Alexander. Plus, Jamie Alexander and Gina Carano would do the fans a huge, huge, huge service. They would not sort of make them their own roles. I think they would do a handful of the fans a huge service, and I think they would be dedicated and they'd be really good at doing their job. I think Jamie Alexander needs a starring role. She's done good in the Thor movies as Lady Sif. She was awesome. She has that accent too, and she has that demeanor, and she has that feel that Wonder Woman kind of has. And judging by what you can see from the trailers for Thor, The Dark World, and the scenes with Thor and Lady Sif, she's just a total badass, and she would own that role as Wonder Woman. She would own it. Those are just my top two only casting choices for Wonder Woman. I'm sorry, you can't go with Angelina Jolie. You can't go with Olivia Wilde. You gotta have that sort of actress that wants to pay service to their fans, and that has that history and pedigree of martial arts and stunts and everything. So yeah, I would take Jamie Alexander and Gina Carano into a casting call, and I would try to figure out like who would be the perfect Wonder Woman. Would it be Jamie Alexander or Gina Carano? I don't know. Those are my top two casting choices for Wonder Woman. And casting an unknown for The Flash seems a bit of a risky idea, but I kind of like the idea actually, because Henry Cavill, before he was the Man of Steel, no one ever knew who he was until he showed up at Comic-Con wearing the Superman cape and everything. So no one knew who he was until he got casted, and like people researched him and they saw that he was an immortal. So yeah, and that movie failed. But this is the biggest role he's ever had to date, and I think he's going to do it justice. So yeah, by going back to The Flash, I think an unknown. It should be either an unknown or it should be Chris Pine playing the Barry Allen version of The Flash. Because I think that Chris Pine has that sort of charm and luck, and he is wittiness and charm, and he does a really good job on it. He can also be dramatic at times. And yeah, he would be a very good choice for the new Flash. Or yeah, Justice League movie. Yeah, that's all I have to say in your video about your video. There were a few things I don't know necessarily if I would pick the guy from 42 as Jon Stewart. I think either the voice actor who did Jon Stewart in the Justice League series would do a good job of it, or Michael Jai White would do a fantastic job. Yeah, he would do really good. Yeah, so I hope you like my video response, and I hope to hear from you.